Ha! Whew. All about that activation vibes. Here I am with Erin Eber.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
In this clip, we're going to talk about our cacao ceremony and activation to be had at the Heartbeat Collective, August 23rd at 7 to 9 p.m.
Woo!
And I'm excited to kind of just like, we had been talking extensively about like Burning Man. Me and Erin met at Burning Man last year. Deep in so much. You're like literally one of my best friends.
I know, me
I just
too.
want to say that.
Me too.
I just like, I don't know if you know Erin, but she's like a pretty big deal in the cosmos, like a celebrity.
Oh, stop it. I'm a cosmos celebrity.
I'm a little bit nervous right now.
I have that effect on people. What can I say?
Real and raw. But yeah, we've dove into the quantum realm many, many times.
This is true.
There's just the potency of the transmission that I wanted to share with all of the people who are watching and who are contemplating coming and joining us for this activation. Just how it feels.
Yeah, you know, the magic of cacao is that it is a space holder. That's one of the reasons I started working with it, and that I did work with it for as long as I have, is that it's sort of this energy frequency that holds space for whatever will be.
Yeah.
And this is why you see so many different kinds of cacao ceremonies being offered, because cacao is really this creative space holder of like, who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? What's your magic? And so then you see people doing dance ones and music ones and healing ones, and it's like, it's all over the map. But that's really the beauty of it. And so for me, the way that I've used cacao has morphed and shifted several times over the years, but it continues to kind of be this space holder frequency that just comes in as a holder and a support tank for whatever is being asked to be created. And so over a month ago, I guess now, when I had this thought that it would be really amazing to do this kind of an activation leading into Burning Man, it really came through as like a, you know, Tiff and I have had such profound experiences at Burning Man. And it's funny because I think everybody has profound experiences at Burning Man, but something I've noticed about our camp in particular, and even our like friend group in particular, is it's, I feel like we all dive very, very deep into the experience, and not even from like a taking psychedelics or partying type of way. It's like fully leaning into the experience of Burning Man and all that it has to offer, and the whole potency and the magic of the playa. But this magic of the playa is actually available everywhere. It's
Even
just
in your life today.
Yeah, it's available at every moment, but it's so much easier for us to access when we all do it together, and when everybody enters into that space knowingly and willingly. So I guess what I almost wanted to recreate was this like small scale Burning Man experience, in the sense where coming together as a group, using cacao as a support partner, you know, we can together open to that quantum field of possibility, that infinite emptiness where everything comes from, and we can embrace that and just see what magic gets created. And it acts as sort of an invitation for people not going to Burning Man to have that in their everyday life, and it also acts as a doorway for people going to Burning Man to walk into that and to maybe experience their burn in a whole new way that they've never experienced it before.
Yeah, this activation is to help you deepen into that magic, that wonder, that anything could be possible. Now, I have a question for that I'd love to get your perspective on. How do you explain the quantum in a way that people can like understand? Because in the realm of like us talking high like mysticism, it's just just a concept that is like so intangible. Like it is intangible. Like that subtle energy of like, how can people really understand what it is without feeling it at all?
In a way, you can't. But I'm gonna give it. Words are very lame when it comes to things like this.
That subtle energy body.
Yeah, but hopefully the experience and the transmission of it can be felt.
Please.
And it's, so I'm gonna give it my best go with words. But I think the closest thing a lot of people get to the quantum is possibly meditation, or when people have had a moment in their lives when things become still, or when who they are drops away. And I think most people you talk to can pinpoint some point in their lives when that has happened for them.
Sure.
Especially someone who's on some sort of an awakening path. I think like they've probably gotten on the awakening path because something like that happened. Where suddenly they realized there was more to life than just themselves, or there was something beyond what they experience every day. And that is sort of our first invitation into the quantum. And the quantum, really all it means is it's the empty space. So anyone who's studied physics knows that the majority of the world is actually empty space. Like, what do you learn in like high school science, that like you can fit the entire matter of the world on the head of a pin? I don't know if you ever learned that, but they teach that actually the world is made up of very little solid matter and just a lot of empty space. And what is that empty space? We don't know what that is, and that's what quantum physics has dove into. It's trying to quantify what is this empty space that we don't understand, and that doesn't apply any of Newtonian physics. Like, Newtonian physics makes sense for the physical world, but then there's
the 3D world.
Yeah, but then there's this whole world.
This is a smoothie
within
this. Is a glass.
Yes.
We say it is, but what's actually here?
Then there's this whole world where a whole different set of rules apply, and that's quantum physics. And, quantum physics has so many theories. A lot of people have heard of like string theory and things like that. But the one that I really love is the idea that if a cell separates into two, what happens even if those cells are on complete opposite sides of the universe, what happens in one cell will happen in the other cell. And the whole world is actually made from one cell. And it's this idea that we are all actually connected. We are all living in this quantum realm that we think we're just individual humans, but there's this whole other reality going on beyond us, and we are that too. And we can't quite wrap our minds around that.
So let me get this straight. If we are all one cell, and if we all are in this collective hive set with full intention, and we're all working on our self-love, working on like just honestly, like the belief that anything is possible, could we, in so to speak, accelerate transformation? Not only in that
100%.
space, but like collectively throughout the whole cell as an organism.
100%.
What we're doing individually in our own awakening is so fruitful. It's not selfish. It's actually really, really necessary for us all to evolve as a species.
100%.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it is like the only thing we can do to evolve as a species is to evolve ourselves. And then from that, move, authentically into action through where we're truly inspired to do in the world. Not because we think we're supposed to, but because it's authentically within who we are.
Our authentic truth and our nature, if we follow that river in that pace, in our own divine nature, can help accelerate, can help give permission for others to do the same, and we can just all synchronistically, harmoniously thrive.
Yes, there is no right and wrong in that aspect. It's
so good.
It's what is.
Yeah, it's just happening. Just get yourself out of the way.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a lot of our healing is what we call healing is really just getting ourselves out of the goddamn way for what is truly authentically there, and giving ourselves permission to discover what's truly authentically there, because it isn't as easy as it sounds, you know, in that sense, like yet. Like I think one day it will be, but right now we do have a very heavily conditioned world, and that's why we need things like Burning Man and places where people go and they step away Yeah, they're like
activation
incubators,
circles,
you know?
ceremonies. Like, I'm so happy and grateful to have cacao as the medicine and have you lead us into creating that space for us to follow what feels true.
Yes.
Right? And however it's going to be created
Yes.
is totally up to the flow and whoever is there, right? It's like not something we can actually plan for,
No,
if
not
you know
at
what
all.
I mean? But like,
Not at all.
if you are interested at all in coming and seeing like how magic can be created and how Erin's going to read the room and create such an amazing activated experience.
And I don't even create anything,
and it's
you know.
not just
I get out of
Erin,
the way.
it's literally
yeah, like literally, that is my role in every ceremony, is to get the fuck out of the way. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I usually have a container and an idea of where things are going just from my own intuition, but the best things happen when I just get myself out of the way and I don't have an opinion about where it's going or what's happening or what's inspired, and just really follow the magic and allow myself to be a portal for whatever blessings want to come through. And that's something that I consider to be really my greatest role in life, is to be a blesser. And I think that's probably true for a lot of people, actually, if we give ourselves permission to do it. But I just really see that my like top job is bless, you know, and by that I really just mean be a receptive space for blessings to come through into the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
Blesser.
Yeah.
If you're a blesser, I'm a permisser.
Permissive. Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like, and our roles can change, you know, throughout our lives. And it's just like, what feels to be actually the most inspired thing I can do or give at this moment, you know? And yeah, one of the things that I was really gifted to, not to like talk about plant medicine and whatnot, but one of the visions that I was gifted in a plant medicine experience many, many years ago was the way that when I give my gifts, blessings come through.
Aww.
And it was a very, very deep awareness for me, because I was watching energetically blessings coming into me and going out to people and then coming back to me in equal strength. And I think that's true for anyone when they're offering their truth and their gifts, you know, is that it becomes sort of an exchange of blessings energy and the magic that can happen from that. So
That's how we met, by the way.
that is how we met. Yes, through sharing gifts.
Yeah, sharing
100%.
your voice.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see and feel that pre-activating Burning Man. Like, there's a lot of energy moving for sure through me anyway, and also anything that you'd like to share coming up for you that
Yeah, I would just invite, like, if also that there's no expectation, you know, and I think that's one of the biggest killers sometimes of, you know, of authentic expression, you know, is when we either have expectations on ourselves or expectations for things in general. You know, that's one of the magic of Burning Man, is a lot of people go to Burning Man. I very often hear them tell me they have no expectations. They're like, I'm going into this burn with no expectations, you know, and I'm just going to see what happens. And I think that creates a real magic of what's possible, you know. So that was just sort of coming up in my mind as something to be open to. And I think also, you know, if you feel at all called to be a part of this ceremony, just trust that this is an authentic calling within yourself to be a co-creator of what wants to be created. Because I always tell people, this isn't my ceremony, this is your ceremony. Like, I'm holding the space, but you're all coming together because we are co-creating magic together through the essence of who we all are, coming together as one to see what's created and what moves. And so, you know, if you feel something inside of you that's saying, I'm curious about this, or something's kind of calling me to this, then that is your self pulling you into some type of co-creation that is important for you, that's important for others, that's important for the world, and to trust that, and really to trust that in your life in general, not even just with this ceremony, but trust the places that you feel called. Trust the places that you feel pulled and what you feel to be a part of, because there is a magic in that, and there's something there for you. There's a nugget of gold there for you for some reason. So yeah, I think that's just my calling, is to anyone who feels this call, please listen to it, because that's the magic, is you being a part of this. So
that was really, really good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't think I have any words to top what Erin just said. For real though, we'd love to see you and co-create that heart open space together where anything magical can happen. So
yep.
August 23rd from 7 to 9, we'll have cacao, which comes from...
Yes. My cacao comes from Lake Atitlan in Guatemala.
Yes.
And it's very special cacao, I would say. It comes from an operation where the man who runs it has been intuitively communicating with the cacao spirit for over 20 years. And he was notified 20 years ago that cacao was going to become the next big thing in the world, and he had to support and facilitate it to be out in the world.
Wow.
And now, as you can see, it kind of is becoming this big thing. And I first heard this story from him probably 7 years ago, when cacao wasn't so much of a big thing, and we were all kind of like, so interesting, but now it's really happening, so it's very cool to see. But he was led to growers that were growing a specific kind of cacao bean that is not a hybrid bean, and therefore has less caffeine content, more theobromine, more active compounds that really bring you into your body and ground you into a very body-centric experience, as opposed to any sort of mental or caffeinated high that you might get from other types of things. And it's very lightly roasted, hand peeled to take out moldy beans. I mean, it's just like the creme de la creme of cacao. And I've never found another cacao in all of my trials and experiences and travels that gives you the same physical experience as this cacao. So I'm a big believer in it, and only use this kind for ceremony.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is really special. I just want to, yeah. No words.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for this platform of sharing, and
Yeah.
it's just incredible. And your space holding to put all this out into the world. Okay. I feel like I'm like a little dog right now, like on your shoulder. I'm like, meow.
And that's a wrap, folks.
Yay.
August 23rd. For those who might not be able to make it, where can they find you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting better at this.
I wish there were more places you could find me. But for now, Instagram tends to be my best connecting tool. My Instagram is Erin Eber, ERINEBER. And I post a lot of my writings and a lot of my sharings on there. I do have a website, but it's not so hot at the moment, so it will be getting better soon, erineber.com. And and I create a lot of events on Facebook, but you can connect to me through my Instagram on Facebook as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank y'all.
And see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.